I'm AG. This is the Real XP Show, where I like to get everyone's thoughts and opinions about anything and everything. Right now, I'm in Houston, Texas. I'm at this ranch where people are about to start having this humongous party that I've been invited to. But first, I want to talk about who you are, what's your name, where you're from.
I'm Officer Yocoyala from San Antonio, Texas, and I'm out here enjoying the Passover,
Okay.
enjoying the lamb slaughter.
What is your ethnicity, right? Because the reason why I ask, because the question I'm about to ask you is about Donald Trump. So what is your ethnicity? What is your race?
Well, I'm a so-called Latino, so-called Hispanic, so-called Mexican, so-called Native American.
Okay.
So the world they know me as Mexican, Mexican American, but in the truth to the Lord, I'm known as Son of Issachar, Son of God.
So as a so-called Mexican, right? How do you feel about Donald Trump? What are your thoughts and opinions about Donald Trump as a Mexican man?
As a Mexican man, as as a true Mexican man, my thoughts and opinions of Donald Trump is se quita la verga, which means he ain't worth anything. The only thing that he's worth is to bring down the destruction of America. That's what he's worth. But unfortunately, as observer of my people, unfortunately they side with Trump. A lot of Latinos for Trump, actually voted him into office, and they actually think that he's doing a good job because he's actually bringing in some quote unquote better jobs for America, and they believe that their people actually bring down the value of the American workforce. So I mean, it's unfortunate on how our people would have such low self-esteem and what's that term called? Help me out here. Where they have Stockholm syndrome. They have Stockholm syndrome because they think voting for the pelo de elotes, right? That's how they call him because his hair, right? They think that it was going to make life easier for us, quote unquote, Latinos, and we see the result of that now. We're being hunted down in the streets. I mean, all that just went for naught. All them piling to the voting booths, all that came out for naught because they thought that this country, this government loved them for voting for their great orange hope, right? And now they see the love of America as their grandma is forced to, you know, be chained up into these modern day concentration camps.
Now, with Donald Trump and his push for cracking down on what they consider illegal immigration, um, in your opinion, who does Donald Trump, ICE enforcement, who do they, in your opinion, who do they target the most, and why do you think so?
In my opinion, they target so-called Hispanics the most because they're afraid. They're afraid of losing their spot. Just like General Muhammad brought out that the real reason why they're hunting us down, at this great exponential rate, is because we are acting too uppity. Sure, we came in here and we rose from the cotton fields, the strawberry fields, the orange, the orange fields where we picked all the oranges, we picked all their strawberries, we picked all their onions, and now we're actually rising into corporate America to where we're becoming the CEOs, we're becoming the entrepreneurs here in America, and they don't like to see that. They want us back in our place. That's the reason why they're hunting us down. They are losing their spot. That that's the truth of it.
Now, I do know that there are some Latinos that are in support of Trump and are in support of ICE. What are your thoughts and opinions about Latinos who support Trump, what he's doing, and who support ICE and what they have been doing within the Latino community?
They're vendidos, which means traitors. But it's not their fault. They're conditioned to look at themselves in the mirror and hate what they see by our oppressor. They condition us to be like that by, you turn on the, even in the Mexican channels, right? You turn on the news stations in the Mexican channels, all you're going to see is lighter skinned, quote unquote so-called Latinos, quote unquote so-called Mexicans. Even within their broadcasting stations, they have the brown bag test. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be on TV unless you're you play the role of a maid, you play the role of a gardener if your skin tone is darker than a brown paper bag. I mean, it just goes to show that our people still suffer from this wicked system that they have put us under. We're still under oppression, even without even thinking about it.